And I'll do
Take my place, Radek. Go first.
You want him to go first, and then you come in a little later?
Yeah.
All right, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Hello and welcome to the Belgrade AIDA International Individual Pool World Championships. Today we have the Dynamic No-Fins Finals, meaning that we'll be finding out who our medal winners are going to be by the end of this morning. And I am very pleased to have you here with us. I'm Carla Sue Hansen, President, AIDA International. This morning, my first guest is, come in here, Radoslav Gasha from AIDA Poland. And thank you for coming and being here.
Thank you, Carla.
Radek, as he is known, is going to be telling us a little bit about the Polish team and trying to help us understand what makes them so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking all the time, why they are so good and where is the clue, what is the thing which is the one for the all. And there is, I suppose, that they live in the same place, around some...
special water they drink?
No? Maybe, I don't know, and maybe it's help. They train together, it's help for sure. But for sure they have some special private skills. I don't know.
Maybe it's just in the Polish blood.
Maybe, for sure. It is for sure. It's
For those of you who are new and just joining us or new to our sport, the Polish men and women have the current world records in this particular event, Dynamic No Fins. It's Magdalena Solishlanda and Mateus Molina, and they are quite a far ahead of the other athletes in this event. They've got it's really impressive that both of the record holders are from the same country. But as Radek was saying, there's something about them training. You can see now we've panned over. These are one of our openers. These are people who have volunteered to do the beginning and do a little swim just to make sure everything's working. Give the safety some practice and things like that. That diver there had a little problem, and you can see that the safety had to step in and help them.
Yes, they worked very well and they can train.
Yeah, so these ones right now that you just saw, they don't count. They could be for a national record, but it will not go on the ranking. It's just sort of a practice for them and for our team here. So what do you think? What we have in our first group here is going to be, we have Karol Karsh from Poland and Michał Dabrowski. And what do you expect from them today? And give us a little information about them.
Yes, I think Karol and Michał, they can reach about 160, maybe more. They are very well prepared. They train with Matt. But they are not one team, like together create some team, the sport team, but they train together. Maybe Matt can supervise them, maybe there is for sure there is some influence from Matt for them. And they are in freediving since 2012, 2015, and still growing. Yeah, they work very hard. They're still growing. Now there is not so huge difference between the results. Yes, the steps are not so huge. But I think we can see much more, especially from Karol. He's very young.
He's very tall, and he's got kind of a long,
really skinny,
very skinny,
naturally skinny.
Yes, naturally skinny, long reach, long arms, long, which would give him a nice pull to propel him through the water. And
we try to support any of our athletes, try to create the best condition for the sport and support also the participation in the World Championship. This is very important. We have some sponsors, they help us, but of course we know this.
Well, I'm sure, Matt has been a role model for them.
Yes,
And,
yes.
Also an inspiration. They see,
Yes.
what he's done, how successful he's become. And it gives them an inspiration for what they may be able to achieve as well. And
Yes.
besides that, they can watch him while during training and see what he does and try to emulate his technique. And
Yes, of course.
and all those things.
This is the machine which pushing them further. And of course, that they train together, they improve the results all the time. And sometimes, if you are in the high level, there is the high level. The B final is still high level. And then some really small pieces make a really difference. And maybe we can find something.
There's Carol there.
Yeah, there's Carol.
So now jumping over to the women, and
Yes.
we're going to be having in the B final.
Yes.
We have Justina
Novak-Ferenstein.
and
Yes.
is she training with this group as well?
No, she lives in other town, but they have also some small group of freedivers, and they work together. And she's also improving the results day by day and competition by competition. Sometimes it's very important if you are still involved in freediving. Some guys, they come to freediving, they reach very huge results very fast, and then they stop.
Yes.
They stop because they don't feel they make some more improvements. And if you're still in the sport, the step by step, your results are much more better, and this is what we can see from Justina.
So in our last one, in our A final, will be two women, Magda and Yulia.
Yes.
And so they will be rounding out. I need to read off our lanes here now. So let me tell you who we have in this first B final. These competitors are not eligible for medals, but they certainly had good qualifying rounds. So in lane A, we have Petar Kovar from Croatia. His personal best, I'm not really sure. And Karol Karsh, whom we've been speaking, from Poland. His personal best is 181 meters. In lane C, we have Valdemar Karlsson from Sweden, personal best 175. In lane D, Willy Hoffman from Germany, his personal best is 162. Coming up in the next lane is Michał Dabrowski, whom we were speaking of, from Poland. His personal best is 166. And in our final lane, F, is Christian Mäki-Jusala from Finland. His personal best is 175. So the athletes are now preparing to getting ready to do this long swim. This is dynamic no fins, meaning that they will be doing a kind of a modified breaststroke under the water. And this is one of the longer events. It's slow, and you will see, because they're not using a fin, that they go slow and try to cover as much distance as they can without exerting too much energy.
Yes. And the estimating time of the best performance should be more than 3.5 minutes.
3.5. I think Matt said that his was over 4 in his world record that he did.
It was.
And that was 244 meters.
Yes.
And so it took him 4 minutes, I think, what did he say, 4:30, 4:20 something?
I think we can expect something in the longest dive, about 3 minutes here.
So here they go. You can see they don't all start exactly at the same time, but they must start before 10 seconds or they will be penalized. They have up to 30 seconds to immerse their airways and start, but after 30 seconds they are completely disqualified. So here you can see Valdemar Karlsson, that's him starting. They're about just at 25 meters now. You can see that they're not moving very quickly, and if you go too fast, you could just use way too much energy. So it's important to really try to conserve as much oxygen and your energy as possible.
But the athlete said that they have to find some balance between the speed and energy. The speed doesn't matter.
No, and I was explaining yesterday in static, which we showed the trials yesterday, the heats for. It is our only event that time makes any difference whatsoever. And time is the only factor in being successful in static apnea. In this one, it doesn't make any difference if you go fast or slow. It doesn't matter who's in first place right now. It's who eventually goes the farthest.
Sometimes they make some strategy. They use some strategy that they swim the last and then try to see who finish first. But it's difficult.
And we were speaking to George Panagiotakis yesterday, and he said that he doesn't look around. He just focuses on his own performance. He said, he's really fast, so he's usually out in front. And he says he's certainly not going to turn around and look backwards to see who's behind him. So that would impede his ability to move forward. So he's just focused on his own. You can see now coming into the turn at 100 meters, our first diver. And we're now at, we still have a few that have not made the turn, but like we said, that doesn't matter.
I think the Christian Makiyusala is the first now, like the first.
He's moving a little more quickly than the others, and he's at the bottom of your screen, Christian. Our lanes are sort of reversed. The F is the one closest to us. So that's Christian. Now they're going to be coming up. You can see the safety diver on the surface there, which gives you an indication of where Christian is, because we can't actually see him under the water from here. There he is. And he'll be coming in. You'll see the turn. This is 150 meters, and he's now turning. See an overview there. You can see the judge who's standing on the end of the lane to make sure that it is a valid turn and there's no problems with it. The diver must touch the wall with some part of their body, any part. Okay, we've got one diver who has come up now.
Yes,
and
Petar and Karol, I think. It's Michal.
Yeah. Valdemar Carlson has surfaced as well. There's Valdemar. You can see him now trying to get his recovery breaths in so he can stay lucid and make his protocol. You can see the protocol there. We still have, and right here in our first lane, you can see Christian Makiyukila. He is doing his...
Petar Klova.
You can see this athlete here struggling, trying to stay afloat. There's Willy Hoffman from Germany.
Yes.
He's breathing. Very good. There's Carol Park. We'll see the numbers here in just a minute. See how far they went.
I think we have all white cards. Probably.
I think it looked like everyone was all right. We'll know in just a second here when the numbers come up. So Valdemar Carlson is at 166
very
meters.
Very close.
Willy Hoffman, 165 with a white card. Michal Dabrowski, 168 with a white card. Christian Makiyusala, 160 with a white card. Peter Klovar had an excellent performance with 191 meters. That's a white card, and we're just waiting now for the results from Carol.
But I think it was okay.
Yeah, it looked like it was okay. So this is excellent performances by all. It seems like everyone here was successful. And you can see a hug there from the German team for Willy from Germany. And you see what happens. That is Heike there, who just got a new static record yesterday for Germany at 6:31. She's congratulating her teammate. And waiting here just for our last performer, who is Karol Karsz from Poland. One of Radek's crew that's here from Poland. Radek is one of our top judges, and he and I have judged together several times. enjoyed each other's camaraderie and work atmosphere. And
Thank you, Carla. I try to do the best I can, but it's always, there are some small problems. There are in all competition, but we try to solve this easy way.
Unexpected things come up, and it's
172.
172 for Carol Karsh.
Yeah.
So it's very nice results with all white cards. We love to see white cards.
But the results show that the athletes, they are in egal level. Yes. They are very, very close. Only the Petar is a little
bit
better.
ahead of the others. Yes.
But we will see the 191 would be valid on the E-final.
Yes.
That's always interesting because I don't know, you said about that there are two separate competitions.
Yes.
The E-final and the B-final are separate, and the results from B-final then they don't go to the E-final.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not sure history it was that the first result from the B-final was better than the third in E.
Yeah, we have had. I remember last year or last 2 years ago in Turku that one of the Miyako from Japan in the B final actually would have been able to move up, but because of our rules, she couldn't.
Okay.
But it doesn't happen very often generally. But the rules are such that if you're in the B final, just as in the Olympics, you are not allowed to. Only the A final is eligible for medals. So it's going to be 7 minutes here. I'm going to have Radek step out for a minute. Alish is going to join us again, and because we've got a few minutes here before we start with the ladies.
Thank you, Carla.
And Alish is going to speak to us a little bit about what happened yesterday.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you
I
so
ask
much.
Alish.
Have Alish come back. So now you're seeing the women getting ready here, and this is going to be the B final for women, and as we just said, they're not eligible for the medals, and we'll be seeing them in just a few minutes. 6 minutes they'll be on. So I'd like you to welcome back Alish Segura-Ventrab. And Alish had a disappointing day yesterday, and maybe you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was my fault. I came here for the gold medal, and you cannot come for that. You have to come to do your best and see what happens. So when I felt like I wasn't going to push my maximum in the finals, I prefer rather not to be in the final than go there and disappoint myself. So it was all my mistake, and I don't know, we will see. I will just take a break, go to the sea for some time, and when I will feel stronger, then I will be back. I will be back for sure.
You probably just, you defeated yourself before you even started. You didn't even give yourself a chance. That's, and we all do that. It's the mental challenge, and I think this sport is more mentally challenging than most, especially in static, because, you don't have things you can work on other than, like in these disciplines like this, you can work on technique and stroke and different things like that. In static, it's all mental. And if you're mentally not where you need to be, it's just really, really hard. And so anyway, we look forward to what you're going to do in the future. And we know you'll be back again in the top contention. That was just a little glitch, and it happens to all of us.
Thank you. Yeah, I will.
So we had the first heat of the men, and with dynamic no fins, and I know you were watching those performances. Did that come out as you were expecting?
Yes, kind of. We knew that Petar Klovar he's even 200 meters capable, so he was getting really close. And the other guys, maybe they could have pushed like a little bit more in short course pool. Here I think it was a very good result. But in the short course, I'm sure that Karl Karp or some others would have gone closer to the 200 meters.
So yes, without that extra push on the wall, it does make it a little bit more difficult, but everyone has to adjust to this. They knew in advance that's what we were going to have at this pool, and so they've trained for it, and that's just the way it comes out.
And it's more kind of an Olympic standard, so it's also good to do that.
Excuse me. Alice Hickson is going to come over and speak to us for a minute. We'll have her scoot in with us here. Alice, you stay there. Alice is going to step in. Alice. I'm trying to say my cattle on Alice and Alice. I have the two sit down here with us. And Alice Hickson from Great Britain. She lives in Bristol. She is one of our top female competitors in dynamic no-fins and in static, and she was a medal winner in Turku 2 years ago. This particular competition wasn't her best.
No.
But she's taking our judge course, and she's enjoying being here and supporting her teammates. So Alice, what is your impression of this competition?
Oh, it's a great competition. Yeah. It's different because I came here 2015, so 3 years ago. We were in the outdoor pool, but the indoor pool is probably even nicer, and everything's flowed really well. It's good to have the footage so people at home can watch. There's loads of sponsors, and I think there's even more athletes than there was, especially in 2015, but I think there's more than Turkey.
Yeah, we have
well.
125 this year, which is great.
Yeah.
It's great to see
it's
that.
It's good to see it growing.
Yeah, so
it's cool.
It's nice. We were very pleased to have that, especially being that we're having this live broadcast. I think a lot of athletes are excited about that because it's good publicity for them and gets our sport known out there amongst whom your family can watch you and to see how you're doing, and it just makes it more makes us more visible.
Coverage. And it's good for people who've got sponsors as well.
Yes,
I think that helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Alice, what do you want to tell us a little bit about the British team and what's been happening at the BFA, British Freediving Association?
Yeah. So this year we've got there's just myself from the women's team, and then we've got Philip. It's his second World Championships. Philip Final. Paul Sutton, it's his first World Championships, and he's still quite new to freediving, but he owns Salt Free, which is the platform at Chepstow. We've got a quarry where we can do some depth, and he's also a member of the BFA committee. And then we've got Dave Smith, who's also from Bristol Freedivers, and it's his first ever World Championships, and he's done really well. He's got 3 PBs.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And he's still quite new to it all, but he's really enthusiastic, and he's done really, really well. Everyone's done well. We've had a mixed bag, but white cards, so
that's great. It's all about the experience and getting to see what it's all like and meeting the athletes from all the different countries, and so let me read the list now here of who we have in this heat. In lane A, right now you're looking at Justyna Nowak-Frenstein from Poland. Her personal best is 150. In lane B, we have Emily Vernier in that beautiful pink suit from France, and her PB is 148. In lane C is Tijana Nikolic from Serbia. I think she's around 150. In lane D, we have Yasuko Ozeki from Japan. Her personal best is 133. In lane E, we have Maria Umbrecht from Germany. Her personal best is 136. And in lane F, we have Yuriko Ichihara from Japan with 135 as her best performance thus far. So, Alice, do you know some of these women? Do you have some?
I think a couple of them. The first 2 ladies, they were in the B finals in Turku, and Yuriko possibly as well. Well, I think she might have just missed out on the B final, so it's really good that she's made it today.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah.
The Japanese have a very large team, and they're very close-knit and very supportive of each other, and we have a group of some very new divers that have been only diving a year that have come from Japan.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. They're extremely enthusiastic about freediving in Japan.
Yeah, they are.
And but this is mostly a new group, so we have a couple, like she was saying about Yuriko, that she's back, and Mariko is back, but the others are new. So here they go. They're starting. You can see here closest to us is Yuriko. She's doing a lot of kicking and not much pulling.
Yeah, probably 'cause she's got a much stronger kick than a pull.
And if you have a good kick, you can do that. If you do not, you will not move at all. So it all depends on your particular. There she's doing a pull, you can see, but she's doing a lot of kicking. What do you see as the advantage of doing more kicks?
It depends. Like personally, I prefer to do one of each. But I think if you've got a stronger leg kick and you get more propulsion, then that's the advantage. You're going to last longer.
It may be that you're not using as much energy.
Yeah, and you can stay more streamlined with your arms. Sometimes it creates a lot of resistance on the arm pull when you're bringing your arms back up.
Yeah, it's a personal preference. There's no right way or wrong way. Everyone has a different style. They try to determine what works best for them. And then, as we said, it's also part of how fast you go or how slow you go.
Yeah.
So they've all made their turn at 50 meters now, and they're going to be coming in to coming up on 100 meters. And our fastest diver right now, we're being photographed right now by Pascal Berger. He is one of our sponsors here from Octopus. He's from Switzerland. It's great to see him here.
Just coming up at 100 meters.
Coming up on 100 meters.
We've got people in our club. We've got a guy called Josh, and he does only arms.
Because
he gets nothing from his legs.
Yes, that's what is interesting, is that
everyone approaches it so differently.
Yes, so you can see there leading. That's our first diver there is the furthest out. She's going a little faster than the others, and we'll see how that works out.
They are close to their personal best, because I think the only one who touched the 150 meters wall is Justina Novak. All the rest are struggling together. We will see.
Trying to see if they're going to make it to that 150 mark, or where they decide. They have nothing to lose.
No, and there might be some new PBs, which would be great to see.
Because they're not eligible for the medals, so they might as well give it their best shot, because it's not
nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose at this. I think it's different when you're trying to get a medal. You're not sure. All right, so
they're doing great.
There you can see. Is that Justina?
Tijana Nikolic, I think 145.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Japanese. She's struggling. There she goes.
Yeah.
Yep. You can see that a little bit of the shake she had there from hypoxia. There's Tiana Nikolic. She's up. Let's see who else we've got here. We can see. Oh, that diver is having a little trouble. She's
up though.
She's all right.
She's up.
That's Emily Vernier from France. Her safety diver was right there, though, to help her.
Yeah.
Here's the other Japanese diver.
That looked like good protocol.
And in just a minute, we'll see what those exact markings were. The judges have to determine exactly where they came up. From here, we can kind of estimate, but we can't really tell. We can just kind of look over there, but we're at
all close to 150.
Yeah, I think they were.
A couple of them are at the wall.
Yeah. So we were. It looks like. So Emily Vernier, that was a red card at 149. Tiana Nicolet, it looks like a white card at 140. Yasuko, not sure yet. Justina was 139 and a white card. And waiting here for our other athletes to come. Emily obviously disappointed, but you know what? She gave it a good shot.
Yeah, and it would have been a PB.
Yeah, so, as we said, nothing to lose. Why go ahead and try? And you're perfectly safe here because we have a safety right there, so you can be a little bit more risky in this situation.
Yeah,
and
take a chance.
Yeah, go ahead and take a chance. We were talking yesterday, though, that you should never, ever practice alone. You always need to have someone with you who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Because as you can see, that quickly you can go from being perfectly fine to being a little bit lost mentally. And if you don't have someone there to assist you, something bad could happen. So always want to make sure you've got somebody right there to help you. And that's one of the things we practice. All right, yeah, red card for Yusuko, 135. Red card for Maria, 137. Looks like these girls were really giving it their all, but something went wrong in their protocol, and we don't know what that was, but that's Maria there. Yeah, almost. You can see her German teammate saying almost.
Yeah.
Gave it a good
Next
try.
time.
Next time. Yeah, she's
smiling. That's the important thing, isn't it? It's all about
she's
enjoying
happy.
it.
Yeah, she gave it her best. And let's see, Yasuko was 135, red card. Maria, red card, 137. Emily, red card, 149. Justina, 138, white card. Tiana, white card, 140. And Yuriko Ichihara, 150. So that will round out. And that was a huge increase for Yuriko. That 150 was a huge PB for her. She was previously at 135, so she improved by 15 meters, and
huge
she's doing
jump.
long course. So that is a great performance for her. She should be very happy with that.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for joining us, Alice.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be having the men's A final coming up next, featuring Matt Molina, the current world record holder, and some other big competitors with Goran Cholak.
Yeah.
So
it'll be
thanks
interesting.
again, and good luck, and we'll see you soon in our next event. Thanks so much,
Carla.
Alice. So, Alice, here we go. We got the big ones coming up here. The big boys are coming in the pool.
Racing for the world champion title.
Yes, and this will be the fight for the medal. This one, we'll see who. They're going to know they can't slack off, but also if they're too aggressive and maybe really try to push it, they might fail. But you got to give it a try, otherwise you may not get anything. So
2 years back, their approach was just going to the maximum, all of them. It was like really difficult protocols. This year, we're gonna see if they keep the same approach or if they learn kind of something that it's better to place a safe number. But I think when you see the chance for the gold medal or some good medal, you just push it. So I really think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna push it a lot.
yeah, it's gonna be fun to see what they decide to do. And here's Pascal. Pascal, wave to our audience. You're on camera right now. There he is. There's Pascal. Pascal's one of our sponsors, and he's a really great guy, really fun. We're always glad to see him. He's giving us some caps there. We love the bling, any kind of free dive stuff. We just love. Oh, there's a nice look there. Happy athlete. Yesterday, the water temperature was 25.3. Peter Boyubik, who is one of the organizers, was going to give me an update on today's water temperature, but I believe it's probably around 25. Being indoors here, though, it's much more controlled. We don't lose heat during the night, and the air temperature within the building is very nice. So getting cold and moving during the dynamic apnea is much easier than doing a static where you tend to really get cold.
Yeah. By the way, the conditions today are really, really good for the dynamics because this warm feeling outside keeps your body warm, and as soon as you get into the water, you have this dive reflex, which is supposed to be helping a lot, unless you get a big thermical shock.
Alice is talking about the dive reflex. It is something that happens in physiology. It's when cold water basically touches your face. It kicks in this automatic, they call it the mammalian dive flex is the whole term for that. And it's a phenomenon that occurs in human physiology, which we all try to take advantage of and find the best way to get it to kick in and give us that extra boost that we need for breath hold. You can see there's Matt Molina right there. He's concentrating, trying to gather his thoughts and prepare for this. As we said, he is the current world record holder at 244 meters, which is absolutely huge. As we were talking with Radek from Poland, that dive time was well over 4 minutes when he did that dive in Turku two and a half years ago. And we'll be seeing what Matt is doing today. That was done with a short course pool, though, the 25-meter pool. We're in the 50-meter pool today. But Matt has been training. There's Goran Cholak right there. And Goran is one of our most accomplished athletes in this event as well, and static apnea and dynamic withbend. Goran and Matt are the two top athletes who are competing in all three events in this championship, which is sort of like the Ironman, I would say, of our competition this time, because they're having to use a lot of energy and try to pace themselves, because they gotta dive again tomorrow in dynamic withbend. They're both in the finals, and then the following day they will be in static as well. So it's tough. You know, we have other people who have decided to just specialize in one event. Alexander Bubenchikov and George Panagiotakis will only be doing the dynamic with fin. But this group here.
Well, Bubenchikov is doing both dynamics and dynamic no fin.
Yes, he's doing two. Yeah, but he did not do a static yesterday,
No.
so he decided not to do that.
So Mateus kind of has his own pressure because he is the world record holder. He's well ahead of the others.
Yeah.
So he will depend on himself. And chasing, I would say it will be the race between Goran Čolak, Bubenchikov, Kotonidis. Then Vitomir Marčić, he's just turning the 200-meter wall, but I think he has nothing to lose. So if he has a good day, he's gonna really do very good number.
Yeah, we have some dark horses here, as they might say, that you just never know. They can suddenly, just put in a huge performance and surprise everyone, especially being long course. It gives us a little bit more of an open opportunity for those to maybe jump up and do an unexpectedly improved performance. You just never know. As in with our last heat with the ladies, that Yuriko made a big improvement. Probably surprised herself as well. So.
Yeah, and the lane opposite to the camera we have Pierre, who is doing like kind of his own race. He's not yet in the numbers of the very, very top guys, but he's really strong and he's so stable and reliable that 2 years back he got the medal just because the others messed with something.
Yes, that can
and
happen.
he can always push his best. So he's really, really good competitor.
And he's had a good competition too. He's been really solid, which also seems to it just helps you mentally. If you feel like you're performing well, it just gives you So here you can see an overview of our men. As soon as we zoom in, I will give you the list there. And closest to us in lane A is the current world record holder, Mateus Molina. His personal best is the world record at 2:44. And the next name, Goran Čolak from Croatia. His personal best is well over 200. In the third lane, Alexander Bubenchikov from the Ukraine at 2:05. And the next one, Vitomir Marčić from Croatia. He's well over 200 as well. Giannis Kotonidis is next from Greece, the young Greek who's also very good in dynamic with fin. His personal best is 2:01. And last, Pierre Crubelet of France, and he is best at 196. But as Alish was saying, you never know what might happen. If some of these other divers don't do their best, he could sneak up and get a medal. So here we go. We're getting ready, and this is for all the gold here today. Just see what happens for the medals. You can see them standing on the blocks, and Matt is doing his packing now. Those extra little, trying to get a little bit extra oxygen into his lungs. You can see there's a little movement there. And they time that breath to exactly when they want to leave. Try to take that big breath and those little tiny ones to get that extra air in. And they're off now. So we can watch and see the speed on Matt is usually slower than the others. That's just his style. He's slow in depth as well. It works well for him. But we'll see how he does today, being that his world record is over 4 minutes. We know he has that capability of holding his breath and swimming for that long. Coming up, they're past the 25-meter mark. They'll be coming into the first turn soon. So have you talked to Goran in the last few days? How's he been feeling?
Yes, I did. And I know that in dynamics and statics, he's really, really strong. Here, we know it as well from his numbers. But I think it's the first day of the 3 finals, so I'm not sure if he's going to really push to the really maximum today. We will see. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think as we were saying, he's in 3 finals, as is Matt, and they may try to hold back just a touch in order to preserve some energy for the other 2 events.
But in the case of Mateus, even though he has the world record in dynamics, I think today is his day. I mean, if there is a day to push for Mateus, it's today.
Yeah, he is the cold world record holder with George Panagiotakis with fin, which will take place tomorrow. So we will see how. So Matt will decide what he's doing today, how far he wants to go. I'm sure he would love to secure this world record and have 2 gold medals in a row from the last World Championships and be a double medal winner. He is defending his title, and that may have a significant meaning to him.
He already won twice in a row, so this would be the third one.
The third time. And here he comes into the turn. You can see his turn at 100.
So we also have Bubenchikov, who 2 years back he met but a very, very tiny bit the protocol, but he was in, I think, 212 meters or so, or even more maybe. I'm not sure. So he's capable of chasing them.
Yes, and he's a very strong diver all the way around. He's a depth diver as well, and trains and gives courses. And yesterday we were speaking with him. He has a little business on the side where he sells dive products. So, all right, here they come. They're coming into the turn at 150 meters. Obviously, these men have no intention of stopping at this point. And if they want to get a medal, they're going to have to keep swimming. So we'll just have to see how far they swim. And
You can see Goran's marker at 0, but he's on the way. So
yes,
they are all
yes.
of them now after 150.
There's Matt right there, turning right in front of us. That is the record holder, Matt Molina. He's coming in, heading towards 200 now. Right next to him, and the next lane is Goran. Okay, there's
Pierre is up.
Pierre is up.
Pierre Courvillier around 175.
Yes, he.
So it's a good performance, but being in the final, I'm pretty sure he expected a little bit more. But it's a very good number for this big pool.
You know, it depends too where you train. If you have an opportunity to use a 50-meter pool, not all cities have one. So. He may not have to. There's Goran.
Dipping them out on purpose to get the red card.
Yeah, he didn't want to register that dive.
Not feeling like going for the medals.
No, he decided that. You could see he purposely dropped his head there. Right, we have our. Let's see, that is
Vitimir Martic.
Yes, Vitimir Martic trying to get.
This is Giannis Kotonidis.
Giannis. Good. Looks like he pulled it off.
Bubenchikov in his protocol, he's alright.
Yeah, he's alright, making some big breaths
well
there.
Past 200. Mateus still going for Bubenchikov.
Yeah, still going.
I'm pretty sure he can't see the position of Bubenchikov. So he's just swimming.
He's swimming for
eyes
himself
closed.
right now.
Yes. About the 225 meters mark now. Come on, Matt.
There he is. He's coming up right
225 exactly.
See if they can zoom in on him.
Good
He's
protocol from him.
The Polish team is very excited. It looks like Matt's not. Oh, Matt's looking around. He's just trying to see if he's first. He knows he is.
Ola, his wife, she's jumping.
Yeah, his team is jumping. He was very solid. That was.
He's looking around. That's a gold medal for
right.
him.
So we've already got a couple cards. Yeah, look at, he's happy already. He knows he's secured it. And look, he's not even breathing that hard. I don't think that was. So there he is. Matt has just successfully defended his title. The rest of the numbers, we now have Pierre Courvillier, a white card, 170. Giannis Casanidis, 204, the white card. Alexander Bubenchikov with 217. And a white card. He should be very pleased with that.
So Bubenchikov is silver, and now the bronze is going to be between Giannis Kotonidis and Vitomir.
Vitomir, and it looks like Vitomir was 209, so that will be. And Goran Čolak deliberately disqualified himself, so that he will not be in the hunt. He decided to not bother with that today. So I think that'll be our medals winners right there. Alice, it'll be third-time winner in a row for the World Championships. World champion Mateus Molina from Poland. We don't have the final number, but it looked like it was about exactly 225. He came up right on the red marker. And in second place then would be Alexander Bubenchikov in the silver medal for 217. Yeah, 226.
226 for him now.
Yeah, so 217 for Sasha Alexander Bubenchikov. And in third place then, just beating out Giannis, will be Vitomir Maricek from Croatia.
So for Matt, it's the biggest number ever in the long course pool.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure
he
he'll.
can be really happy, even though it's not a world record.
No, and there
He's
you can.
standing in 2:44.
Yeah, you can see his Polish teammates there, and Radek, who was just with us. That's Lucinda, vice president, AIDA Poland. He's being congratulated by all his teammates.
Christoph,
Yes, and Karol Kosh. Yeah, that was a lovely
Justina.
performance. So, and Alexander Babenchikov is standing behind him. I'm sure he's very pleased with that performance. That was very good.
Yeah.
Very nice. According to my list, that is the personal best for him, and he did it long course. He was previously at 2:05, so he moved up by quite a bit with that, 12
Great,
meters,
great.
and he did it in a long course pole.
Yeah, really difficult.
So that is great. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. And neither of these two gentlemen have tomorrow off. They have no time to celebrate. They will have to go back and rest and get prepared for tomorrow. So I'm going to ask Radek to step back in for just a second here and give us his impressions of this last heat. So Radek, you must be pleased. Matt was looking fabulous in his long course efforts there.
Yeah. It was really amazing. I talked with Matt just after the dive, and Matt said he can reach 250, but only managed the situation that everybody finish and then choose to finish.
Choose to finish.
Yeah, that's if there will be 25-meter pool, that we for sure will see 250, but not today. Not today.
Well, he didn't need to, and he has to dive tomorrow. So
I don't know. I don't ask because there's they sometimes the athlete they feel that somebody pushed them. Matt is the high-level professionalist, and he pushed by himself.
Yeah, he'll make a decision. Alish was saying that he believed that Matt really wanted this one the most, this third gold medal in the World Championships. He wanted this the most. Everything else will just be icing on the cake for him.
Yeah, he's a world record holder. It's not big goal to make another world record, and then it's time to do this. But gold medal is only one chance to reach that. And he did it.
And we were saying this is a personal best for Alexander Bubenchikov by 12 meters, and he did it long course. So that was a very strong performance by him.
Yes, Alex is also very good, and he's very, very good prepared. He tried to reach 300, as you know.
Yes.
I have been there like a judge. Then this performance was the day was not so good. Sometimes it's happened, but. But Alex works very hard, and we can see the results.
There's Matt. And Alex Bubenchikov, of course, is you could tell he was very happy with that silver medal.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he at some point would like to, he would hope to get the gold medal, but right now he's very happy with that silver medal, which is great.
I'm sure they are friends with Matt, and they share the knowledge. Of course, they are competing, and they compete, but like all freedivers, we are friends, and that's a very important thing. Maybe I ask Matt for a moment.
Ask Matt if he'd like to come over. Go grab him. There he is. He's there. He'll come. Yeah, he's on his way. He's coming here. Wow, Matt! Congratulations. What a great performance.
Thank you.
How did that feel for you today?
It felt great, actually.
Good.
I could swim and swim. It was a great dive.
Good. It looked beautiful, just beautiful, and we were seeing the other athletes stop, and we wondered how far you were going to go, and you came up right. We could see right on the red mark of the 225, and
26 actually.
Yes, we saw that from here. It looked like we couldn't tell, but you had an extremely strong protocol. It looked like you weren't even, breathing that hard, or there was no bubble, nothing at all. Did it seem like the protocol was simple for you today?
Yes, actually, I think in the short pool that I would do 250 today, and I was pretty tired, like on the second day. After dynamic, I was hesitating if I should do static. I was really, really tired. Like last 2 nights, I was waking up in the middle of the night wet.
Oh.
Not from being nervous. I was not nervous at all.
Yeah.
I think my body was somehow reacting to tiredness because it's really tough without the day off. And actually today I had no expectations. I knew that I can swim to 200 walls, so I was like, okay, I will swim to 200 and then I will see how it goes. And when I was at the 200, I was feeling pretty fresh. And as I was approaching 200 meter wall, I saw the mark in the middle. And I told myself, I will come back here. So I went to the wall, I saw this mark, I knew I'm 225. So it was 4 meters below past Arthur Green, unofficial world record. So I knew it's the longest distance ever. So I took my neck weight off. I left it on the bottom and I came up to the surface. So I didn't take any chances of dipping my airways. So I think I could continue on today, but I knew no one is getting close to that. So
Did you see the other competitors at all? Did you notice? No, you just were completely focused on your own dive. Yeah, I think that's what most people do, and that was that. But I agree with you. I think you could have gone farther as well. But we were also commenting, Alish and I and Radek were commenting that we didn't know if, you've got to dive again tomorrow, and you got to. I know it's all personal and what you're going to do and what you plan to do for that. But now that you've had this great performance today, you can see how you feel. If you get some good rest tonight, tomorrow could be another big dive.
Maybe, and also I like to finish the dive when I have something left in me, because it's part of what I'm teaching. It's good to finish the dive not knowing where was the end. If you come up with having samba or deep hypoxia, then you know it's a limit and it builds a wall. And if you come up and you don't know how much more you could do, then you feel like there is no limit, and it makes me curious. It makes me curious to train for the next 3 years and move.
That's great. It gives you incentive. Yeah, it's something to look forward to. Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and thank you so much. And
I'm gonna cheer for Magda now.
You go watch Magda. That's great. Yes, as Matt just said, Magdalena Solic-Talanda is up next. She is the world record holder in this event for the women. She's Polish as well, as Radek is saying that she is part of that group of Matt Molina's training group. And I'm just convinced there's something in the water that makes these Polish competitors so excellent. It's great to see them though, and you can tell the dedication and enjoyment they get from freediving. And so here we go. I'm going to get Alish back again to comment here. I'll be reading the list in just a second. There we are. We're looking at our athletes now, getting ready. That is Magdalena right there. She'll be in the lane closest to us, lane A. That's Magdalena Solic-Talanda of Poland. Her personal best is the world record, and at 194. She has done, her personal best is 200, but the world record is 194. Next up, we have Solveig Mattsson of Sweden, and then Julia Kozurska from Poland, Mirela Karczewska from Croatia, Anna Marie Christensen from Denmark, and Karen Prins from the Netherlands in lane F. So here they go. We've got Radek back with us again. He's going to be telling us about Magdalena and Julia, both of the Polish athletes here who are competing in the women's division of dynamic no fence. And Matt was telling us he will see how he feels tomorrow, but I think he's going to give it a go. So. And he's feeling really good. He didn't feel tired. He felt like he had something left.
Yes. I talked with Magda, and she's in very good shape. She said the pool is perfect. She feels very good in this pool. The response of the water, you can see that it's very well. She said. We will see. It's we can expect. Maybe 200, maybe a little less.
Wow.
She did it, but
she's
in
short course. Yeah. There we're coming in. Our ladies are coming in for their first turn. That's 50 meters. They'll be turning here in front of us at the 100-meter mark on their way back. And yes, Magda is absolutely outstanding. She is her numbers currently are way far ahead of the other ladies who do this event.
Yeah, she's also mentally very strong. She can manage emotion, everything. That's, of course, is very important in this sport.
And we've had, I know of the athletes I've spoken to, they've been very pleased with the organization of this event as well. It's a very calm atmosphere here.
Yes.
There's no disruptions or anything, and it just makes it mentally easier to perform well when you're not dealing with any kind of...
Of course, you can focus only on the performance. There's no influence. It's very, very important. And also, Julia, she's works very strong, and she's performance is still better. She also worked about the mental very hard, and now she's very, very strong. We will see. I think we can expect really.
And Mirela Kardasevich from Croatia is kind of the dark horse. She we don't know a lot. She's new, but she's put in some very big numbers, and she could also be in the hunt here. Any of these ladies can be in the hunt for medal.
Yeah, the Croatian, they have...
here comes
okay.
up. We've got our first one up. That is Solveig from Sweden.
Yes.
She did her personal best the other day. She's getting through her protocol. She's shaking a little bit, but there she goes. She's all right. There's a lot of people standing in front of us. It's hard to see where she came up, but we'll know here shortly. Of course, Magdalena's still going.
Still going.
And they're at the turn. And we have an athlete there who's having a little bit of a struggle. That is Karen Prinz, I believe.
Yes. Mirela, Julia, and Magdalena still
going. Yeah. Karen looks like she's struggling a little bit, but she's being helped, assisted by the safety diver.
Magdalena, she's
there
finished.
She is. There, she's finished. We'll have to see what her numbers are. We have so many spectators here that we can't see. She's happy though. She's happy. So she's obviously. So we'll see. So we have Solveig, who made hers at 159, which is very nice, from Sweden.
Yes.
She was a white card. We saw that. Magdalena, very happy. Wherever she was down there she is on the lane one.
Julia also is very happy.
Julia is very happy.
Yeah, probably it's...
Yeah, that's great.
The silver.
Anne-Marie was 150. Anne-Marie Christensen from Denmark. Magdalena looks like 178 meters with a white card. Solveig 159. Red card for Karen Prinz, unfortunately, over in 164. She pushed it and struggled a little bit, but she wanted to go for it. And
we still don't know the Mirela
We still don't
results.
know Mirela and Julia.
Of
The
course,
numbers.
the 300 is some mistake.
So it did.
168.
Yeah, 168 from
Yes.
Mirela, and we'll see what Julia is, so we can see
we'll
our
wait still.
bronze and silver medal winners. And we are waiting for the final numbers on Julia, and then we'll know.
Probably it's a second, but...
Yeah, I'm guessing, but like I said, we couldn't see it. We had no view here. The pool was completely crowded right in front of us, so we don't know. We need to see. Julia looks extremely happy, so whatever it is, she's very pleased. Still waiting for that number. We have a system here where they're put into a application and then it's sent over, and so we can get it on the screen for you as quickly as possible, but some delay here, but we'll have it. There it is, 176. So she is our silver medal winner today.
Very close, very close.
Very close. So Magda, the world record holder is in first.
73. It's
so
okay.
I would think, 173. So I would say that your team did very well today. You must be very pleased. You've got first and second for the ladies.
Yes.
You've got Matt in first for the men, and some very solid performances. There's our final standing.
They did work very well.
It's our final standings for today for the ladies. Magdalena Solis-Talanda in first place, of course. Excellent performances. I'm going to see if I can get a couple of our medal winners over here.
Yes, I think I can find Magda.
Yeah, we'll send Radek over to... you go find them, I'll get Katja wants to come and speak a little bit about
Yes,
her team.
yes, thank you very much.
So,
Thank you.
Katja, would you join us for just a second? So while Radek's going to go do some scouting for me and find some athletes so we can speak to them about their performances. There you can see the two Polish women, Magdalena and Julia. Excellent performances from them.
Yes, she's really amazing. And did you tell that her national record is now much bigger than world record?
Yes, and I think if she had been in a short course pool, and Matt as well, we would have seen world records, but they decided Matt said he had a lot left, and it was pretty obvious on his protocol that he was very strong.
Yeah.
He still had a lot left in him. So we're speaking right now to Ekaterina Romanova from Russia. She is the captain of the Russian team. She is also one of our top judges and one of the managers of AIDA Russia. And so we are very glad to have her. Here she is. Here's Katja and my good friend as well. And overall, what would you say? You've got a new team here, a young team here from Russia.
Yes, this year we gave a possibility for all our young athletes. Most of them they're students of sport university. They're young. Most of them beginners. Most of them about 2, 3, maximum 5 years in freediving. They have absolutely good shape to start seriously competing in the world level, and for this year we especially give possibility them to try. Actually, most of our athletes they was ready, but they was so worried that we come to World Championship, we need to make result, we need to justify expectation from us, and they were so nervous that they even not make their personal best. It's so sorry. I tried to tell that guys, take everything what you can, do everything what you can, but they no, we must, and this is must in freediving. Sometimes broke good results. So sorry.
Well, it's really about the experience of enjoying this big competition, and for a young athlete, it can be a little overwhelming, because they feel they're on a stage, they know this is a live broadcast, they know all these things, and they just get really nervous. You can see Yulia there, she's talking to Goran Cholak, and we're going to try, Radek's trying to go grab some of them for us, and I see now is looking to see the athletes are all congratulating each other.
Mateus, yes. I know that Mateus helped for not just for top level athletes, Mateus helped for all Polish freedivers, young and beginners, to start very good career, and he make recommendation about food, about training schedule, about everything. Oh, Magdalena is here.
And here she is. Here we got her. Oh, congratulations!
Thank you so much, Carla.
This is Magdalena, and of course that was just a beautiful performance. And congratulations! And so you're continuing your streak as our gold medal champion here at the World Championships. Give us a little insight on your dive.
This dive was harder than 2 years ago because the pool is long.
Yes.
But I trained on the long pool, and I was be ready mentally for this distance. I did this season 200 on the short pool, so I know that I'm good prepared. I have an amazing team trainers. My first coach is in Egypt now. She's my deep pool, Reflex Schweizer, and the second is my husband. My Matt, he's my psychologist, and I know that I'm good prepared, so I do it today what I can, and that's enough to the first place.
Oh, it's fabulous! And your teammate and co-trainer Matt Molina won for the men decidedly, and Yulia came in, had a very good performance as well.
Yes,
the
of
Polish
course.
team did excellent in this event today.
Yes, we have a really strong Polish team. We train a lot with Matt together, so support together, and that was good 2 years to prepare to this, the highest event in freediving.
Well, it was just stunning to watch. Now we've got some photographs here from one of the other Polish girls, Lucyna, who is one of our workers in AIDA and helping us here judging and working this competition. We've also mentioned that this competition has been very well organized, which makes it easier as well for you mentally because it's a very nice, calm atmosphere, very supportive.
Yes.
You've got your team here.
Here is a really good condition on the swimming pool because it's the one dip and no the step on the wall, so it's easy for athletes.
That's great. That's the only thing is that it's the long course for DNF, but we knew that in advance, and that's just the way it is. But we're happy to be inside. The weather has been a little bit chilly and wet, so we're really happy to be in here where it's nice and warm. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful, and
see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. I just got to get ready for another dog tomorrow.
Thank you so
that's
much.
Great. Thank you.
See
Good
you
luck.
soon.
All right. Thanks a lot. Radek will come back here again. We'll get Radek to give us some more insight into that. Tomorrow, as we were saying, we have the dynamic no fins, and we will be I'm sorry, I'm gesturing to Alish there. Here he is. Here's Alish. So Alish, tomorrow we got dynamic no fins. What do you think? Sorry, we have dynamic with fin, and some of the same cast of characters will be appearing again. And in addition to George, Yorgos Panagiotakis from Greece, but Giannis will be back. And we will have Alex Bubenchikov again, and Matt Molina, and Goran Cholak. So, and with the girls, Magdalena will be back, and we've got the Morela. And so, what are you predicting for tomorrow?
I think the Croats will try to redeem from today. Mirela, she was great.
Yes.
But I think in dynamics she can push maybe for a better medal, even gold. And Cholak even more than ever. Today he was not feeling great, but I'm sure in his brain he's saving something for tomorrow. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Goran is a very passionate and intense diver, so he may have just said, oh, you know what, I don't want to waste my energy today. I'm going to save it up for tomorrow, and that's going to make it very exciting. And we're looking forward to seeing it. And there's no reason to expect that we won't have world records tomorrow. We've got a great pool, as Magda's saying. We don't have that. There's some pools that have a step on the end. Actually, the outdoor pool here does. Makes it more difficult for the turns and things like that. You don't have to worry about that here, and the pool is fast. Some pools are faster than others. This is a fast pool. And I also think that Magdalena may be able to approach and break the long-standing Natalia Molchanov record in the dynamic with fin. That's one of the only records remaining that she established some time ago. Actually, she made that record in Sardinia at the Team World Championship. In a short course pool. So
tomorrow there are big chances that we can see world records in both genders, male and female.
Yeah, I think the men will really be battling it out. I think we have several. I think we have at least 5, maybe the entire heat that's capable to break that record. So
we saw in the qualifications, all of them, they were looking like things were so easy after 250 meters.
Yes. Matt looked extremely strong on his protocol, and he said he had way more in him, but he wanted to leave it that way. He wanted to leave it as a strong finish, and he definitely had one. So the Polish team's in a great mood right now, but as Alish is saying, I think the Croatians are going to want some revenge, and we'll see what they do. But it certainly was a great day here, and I wanted Alex Bubenchikov to come and speak to us, but I don't know where he is. We wanted to congratulate him. I know that was a great performance with him for a silver medal with a big improvement in his personal best. It just shows how strong he is, and he will also be one of our contenders tomorrow and a possible record breaker. He did an attempt earlier this year for a world record, but it wasn't his day, wasn't feeling well. But he did break the record initially in Turku, and Matt and George extended it all in the same heat 2 years ago. So he's got a lot of potential as well. So thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, and we will be presenting our Dynamic with Fin event. Alish and I will both be here. We'll have our special guest and whoever we can get to speak with us. And thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.